So how is it having some total stranger coming into your house right now to fix your internet?
Nah, I don't care.
I do. I hate when they come in my house
Oh, I don't really care.
because I have to hide my guns. I have a gun on almost every flat surface in my house. My counter, my kitchen counter, my desk, my wife's desk, my, everything. So I got to put all that shit away.
Oh, I don't care.
Well, I just don't want to. I don't want to be that guy that happens to have a disgruntled, internet worker or something like that from AT&T or whoever, and one day just like, oh, look at, there's a gun. I'm take this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
So
I don't have them that close proximity to anyone. I still have kids here. I still have kids here, so Kim's like, oh, you got to make sure that's put away.
Oh no, I got to have one near me all the time. I mean, I don't think I'll ever need to have it because I'm in the country, but because I'm in the country, the response time from 911 is going to be like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, mine's accessible. I just need to reach behind something. Mm-hmm. So, like, shotgun is my office closet door. I just need to open the door and grab it. But the kids can't see it, so it's out of sight, out of mind type of thing. She can't see it. It's good.
Speaking of guns, California Governor Gruesome Newsom today signed, I think it was like 16 different gun control laws. And the fucker has the audacity to have a sign under his little desk where he's signing all these things. And it says, gun laws work. What about all the gun laws they've already had that have not worked?
That don't work. How about the rampant crime and everything else that happens in your state because your gun laws aren't working so well?
Everything that he signed today is unconstitutional. In fact, the magazine limit, ammo limit for the magazines was just overturned, deemed as unconstitutional.
Yeah.
So what he's doing basically is just trying to say fuck you to the Constitution, to our Bill of Rights. And he's going to use taxpayer money to fight all of these lawsuits that are big. They're coming.
Oh, yeah.
Lawyer printers going brrr right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, there's a gnat flying around.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
If he cared, he'd do something important and not waste time and money. It's just all facade.
Enforce the laws there.
Yeah.
Make sure that these criminals are being put away and not let free.
Yeah. How about you don't let everything that's happening. Hold on. Let me adjust this camera. I'm like in the wrong space at the wrong time. I don't know. Like, I just can't. I'm like at the wrong angle. I'm like, am I looking this way? It's like it seems like the camera is looking this way, but I can see the camera right there, but I don't see that I'm looking at it the right way.
Yeah.
I'm all like crisscross, crooked and shit.
Crisscross applesauce. But yeah, their gun laws are stupid.
It's dumb.
And that's one reason why I haven't. My family lives in California, and that's one reason why I actually haven't gone back is because I'm not going to go without my sidearm. The neighborhoods that I have to go into to visit my family, I'm wanting my fucking sidearm.
Yeah. So I leave tomorrow morning for Pomona.
Oh.
So I'll go see my parents in Glendora. My parents and my brother now in Glendora, so I'll go see them tomorrow night. I'll probably leave here about 10 in the morning. Get there, hang out with them for a little bit, have dinner, chill, whatever, and then Thursday get up, get the truck washed, hang out with my parents here and little here and there. Maybe have an early dinner and then go check in the hotel. But then I go to Pomona, and Pomona's not.
It's not very safe.
Not a city that I would want to live in.
No.
So, but I will carry with. I'll take it with me. My little carry pistol will come with me where I go. But it's like even when I go in the car, it's like hit the state line. I pull the clip out, or do I hide it? What do I do?
Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking to someone about, and they basically asked me this: would you rather be carried by
judged by 12 or carried by 6?
Yeah, there you go. There it is. And I thought about it like, you know what? You're right. I can always fight any sort of lawsuit, or not lawsuit, but
ticket or infraction,
ticket or criminal action or whatever it might be, and it would be probably deemed unconstitutional from the get-go. And I mean, it would take a long time to fight. It would probably be incarcerated for quite a while, but I'm not going to be dead.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. It's usually just sitting in the center console of the truck, out of sight, and it's not the most convenient place for it to be, but I can get to it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I also drive and go everywhere with my head on a swivel.
Yeah.
So I don't ever, if I'm not paying attention to something, then there's a problem that I'm not paying attention to something. But if I am, then I'm going to see something and open up that little compartment and start and put it down somewhere where I can have it at hand's reach just in case I need it.
Yeah. The last time I went to California, I took the wife to the old neighborhood, and she was like, kind of like really tense and not sure why we're there, and can we leave now?
Yeah, are we done now?
Yeah, I'm like, let me show you one more block that I used to hang on.
Yeah, she's like, no,
she's like, do we have to?
I get the gist there, Gabriel.
But even then, when we went, I mean, I doubt the people that I had a lot of beef with would recognize me now. But just in case, I did have my head on a swivel, like you said, and I did take some precautions. But yeah, it was a one and done thing. I don't have to show her the neighborhood again. I think she gets the idea.
Yeah,
she now knows the stories are not fake.
Yeah, and I don't have that problem because Kim grew up in probably a worse neighborhood than I did, but not by much. I mean, so it's like kind of even for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's not like she had to see it. We go to old neighbor and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice."
Yeah, she grew up. Well, at least the part that I think she grew up in that house, right on Miller Grove.
On Miller Grove, yeah.
10-minute walk from my house that I grew up in, which is a 2-minute car ride.
Yeah.
And yeah, the side of the neighborhood that she was on, there was a lot of activity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the neighbors were bad. It was the neighbors right next door were bad.
I think I know who the neighbor was because I grew up with a lot of kids on that street.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew who that family was, and yeah, I did buy drugs for them too.
But did you suck dick for drugs?
I cannot deny or confirm that.
There was this one time, I don't know.
I only had $2 this one time, and
so,
it's like that movie. Remember Menace to Society?
Mm-hmm.
Dude had a cheeseburger. I got this cheeseburger. What the fuck am I do with the cheeseburger? I'll suck your dick. What the fuck you say? Yeah. Shit's geez. Real, man.
Yeah.
It's bad. California has gone from a great state in the 80s. It was awesome. It started to have a downturn around late 80s. The 90s was just a shitstorm. It started to go from bad to worse, and then now it's from worse to extremely bad.
To terrible, yeah.
To terrible, just uninhabitable.
Yeah. So I'll go take the trip, do what I need to do, and come home and go to Mexico.
I mean, Pomona pretty much is Mexico.
Mixed with some of Compton.
Compton has now, I heard, is now a little bit more diverse because there's more Mexicans moving in.
Yeah, it's been switching over.
So I used to work with this lady that grew up in Watts in the 60s. Mm-hmm. And she said her family moved out when there was some sort of movement to start to segregate families
Hmm.
in the late 60s, and that's when her family started to move out because it brought an element, as she said, it brought an element that was not beneficial to the family dynamic.
Hmm.
And then other white people started to move out of Watts. They started to move out of Compton. They started to move in, further either towards the coastline or inland. And now what we have is just a mess.
Yep. Yep. And even Huntington Park.
Yeah.
Huntington Park was predominantly a white neighborhood in the 60s. And funny thing, uh, Kim's grandparents lived in Huntington Park and moved to Whittier to get out of what was happening in Huntington Park.
Mm.
So her Mexican step grandfather and her white grandmother didn't like all the brown people moving in.
Speaking about brown people moving in, we're being invaded, man. Have you seen what's going on in New York?
It's everywhere.
So, okay, New York is now saying they cannot sustain the level of immigrants moving or being bused to the state. They're currently at a rate of $3 billion a year to house the illegals in hotels. They're putting them up in hotels.
Yeah,
It's insane.
And you're getting what you asked for, and now you don't like it.
Yeah. The New York City mayor said we are past our breaking point.
Yeah,
I think the whole country has been past our breaking point for a while,
and it's the border state. So I'm at a border state, California. I moved from a border state, and it's this exodus has been our introduce into the country has been happening for a long time. And it was a slow trickle, then it turned to a faster trickle, and then it came into just like craziness. But I mean, it's what Sheriff Lamb, who is our local sheriff here in Pinal County, it's one of his biggest platforms, and one thing he's been fighting for is closing the border, because we have it here. I mean, every day there's a recording of them busting truckloads of people from the Coyotes, bringing people over here, and it's everywhere. And then they go south and look anywhere along the border wall, and they can catch groups of up to 100 people just through the desert. Sometimes they catch them and they're lost, and the Coyotes abandoned them. They have no water, they have no food, they have nothing. They have no idea where to go, and it's 110 degrees outside. So they're dying out there. There's all the stuff that's happening that is the bad side that no one ever wants to sensationalize on the news.
Right.
That people are dying. Yeah, yes, you want to come here. Everyone wants to have the idea of going to the United States for a better life, but at the same time, if you're killing yourself to get there, then is that really a better life?
And there's a process to do it legally.
Oh yeah,
and if you notice, there is a huge voice of legal migrants that went through the process, that got naturalized, that are against the illegal immigration.
Yeah,
because a it's not fair. Two, you have to go through a venting process, and none of these people are, and they're being it's catch and release.
Yeah. And the cure to this would be, okay, make the policy, instead of having border patrol agents, you're going to lower the border patrol agents that come through, and you make the process easier. They want to come, they get a social security number, they pay into the system. They don't just work for cash. They can go get a job somewhere. They can pay taxes. They can pay into the system to help sustain the fees that it takes for them to be here. I mean, it's an easy process to do, but the politicians that want to claim that, oh, this is unfair, we just let them come in, don't want to make any change to that. They don't want to make any concessions to the laws. They don't want to make any changes to how it can do, and they don't want to have the process where you can turn people away for certain factors.
Mhm.
There's certain factors we just don't want them. You
Yeah.
just don't want that life criminal here. You don't want to have someone crossing over. And now we have Russians coming over. We have all of these Eastern Europeans
Even Africans.
and Africans, and also the terrorist groups are now sending people through because they
Right.
match. I mean, it's just a Mexican. Just put a freaking thing over his head and just put a syrup on him, and hey, it's Pedro. And
Yeah.
there's all of these people that are coming in that are not good people that we just don't want here, and just leave the door open, let them all come in.
I mean, everyone is calling it an invasion, which it is, except the Democrats. There are some Democrats that are actually acknowledging it as an invasion and that it is a problem.
Well,
so my question to them would be,
cities.
Right. My question to them is, if this is an invasion, why can't we shoot them on sight? Sure, it sounds shitty. It might be inhumane, but fuck, we're being overrun.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that would stop a lot of the illegal border crossing if they heard, hey, we might get shot.
Yeah, shoot a couple. You don't need to shoot them all. Just shoot a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, they're starting to shoot people. Okay, we can't go.
Set an example.
Yeah. Find some bad ones and just put them out there and shoot them. And
I mean, there was processes back in the day where there was open borders because the United States did want to have diversity and they did want to have more revenue stream for some states. I know there was a time in the 50s, and I can't remember the actual act that was passed, but I believe that's when my family came into the United States. It was when there was an open policy for that. My grandfather, from what I understand, had a business, sold everything he had, made sure that he had a stable foundation for when he got to the United States, bought a house, and went to work right away. My dad went to school. He didn't have any English, but he learned English in school right away, pretty quickly. All my other uncle, my aunts, they all, they've all flourished, except for one. She's kind of she.
There's always the one
to manipulate the system, and
there's always the one, and it has nothing to do with how they were raised. It just has to do with how they are.
The mentality.
Yeah.
And she's never worked a job in her life. She's always been dependent on someone else. And in fact, she's even manipulated the adoption system and became a foster parent to many, many kids just because she knew she would get a government check.
She'd get a government check all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is shitty because she's not doing it because she cares. She's doing it for the money.
Yeah. 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 There's it's just shit all around.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there could be a way. There could be an option. Like I said, you get okay. You want to come in? Okay, how long do you want to be here? Because most of the ones that are coming here are not coming here to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming here to work for a 3 to 10 year period, maybe. A lot of them are here for 5 years. They have a 5-year plan, and they have a dollar figure that they need to send back for everyday living expenses, what they spend here, and then what they have to save. And then when they get that savings to a certain level, they're back home. Mm-hmm. And they know that they can go start a business, they can be comfortable, they can live for some time or start a business to make more money and to have the family thrive. And that's what they're here for. So in those 5 years you're going to come, okay, you have to pay some taxes. Yeah, you're probably not going to pay Social Security because you're not going to qualify it, because your Social Security number is not being something that's going to qualify for it. You're not going to not going to have to pay this because you're just not going to be qualified for this. So you pay a little different taxes, but you're paying into the system. You're paying Medicare. You're paying for any health care that has to happen. And if we did that, it would make things way different for immigrants that come here, work for the time, and not be a drain. They'd be producing money that would cover expenses, and it wouldn't be a drain.
Yep. See, there was a time in the United States where illegal immigration was very, 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 very frowned upon, to the point where, I mean, I'm in a perfect example of this. My parents did not want me to learn Spanish whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah. And it was your parents, my parents, same age, my grandparents. So my families were from the United States. So basically, the history of both sides of my family is Texas and Southern California.
Mm.
So at some point, Mexico was governing those areas. So I mean, they're Mexican by name, but there was no crossing over or coming over in the 50s or the 40s or anything like that. They were already here because they're United States Mexicans. They got just trapped on the other side of the border now. So the border shifted on them. So that changed. So when that time when your parents were coming over here, or your grandparents were thinking about coming over here in that time, that whole idea of you come here and you're becoming American, you're losing your culture, you're losing your language, you're becoming part of America, and so it's what it was like. It was like, oh, how come you don't speak Spanish? Well, my parents don't speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. What about your grandparents? My grandmother on my mom's side spoke some Spanish. Same with, I think, my grandfather on my dad's side spoke some Spanish. Great grandparents spoke Spanish, but they spoke English and been here forever, so they were Americans.
Yep. So on my mom's side of the family, my great grandparents lived in Columbus, New Mexico, which is a border town, right on the border of Mexico in New Mexico. In fact, my great grandfather, famous story in that city, when Pancho Villa raided that town, it was a big deal. The army actually had to go and help support the town. Almost all of the residents of that town were murdered. My great grandfather hid. He was a child. He hid in a trunk to hide from the raid. And later on, the army guys found him in the trunk. And as he got older, he got really well known for that, and he became the mayor of Columbus, New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a little bit of political fame in my family, I guess you could say, even though it's a small little town. But yeah, it's just so odd the way it's now looked upon as being racist if you're against this new wave of migration. I mean, I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there has to be limits. There has to be there could be a way. If your heart's bleeding, you think that you want to let everyone come, then okay, we'll let everyone come, but they have to show that they want to be here, that to show that there's a purpose for them being here. This idea of, well, political asylum. Okay, well, what's a political asylum? Well, I can't do this. Well, you can't do that. I mean, that's really not political asylum. That's just it's just you being a spoiled rotten kid, and you're not getting exactly what you want. Yeah, I saw on TV I can do this. Well, that's not really political asylum. Can you go there and roll tortillas and work in a factory somewhere? Can you I don't know, work in a textile mill? Can you go dig whatever? Can you go chop meat or whatever? Then you have availability down there. You're not making, granted, you're not going to make what you want to, and that sucks, but that's
the government's fault.
That's the government's fault. That's not our fault. and our
And
government's
these
doing
are
us put us in that same poverty,
right.
and in overtaxing and programs, and what it costs for us to house and feed these people is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Mexico is extremely corrupt,
mm-hmm,
from the small towns to the presidency.
mm-hmm,
It's always been that way. And
yeah,
until a lot of people realize that and do something about it and take over the cartels, they need to fight the cartels, because the cartels have a huge thumb on the scale.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and but they're so involved in the government. You watch any of these narcos shows where, I mean, they go into like some behind the scenes stuff on, they own all the politicians, they own
Hmm.
the police chiefs, they own everything, so they're getting away with it.
Hmm.
I mean, when a police officer makes $40 a day and the cartel says, "Oh, we'll give him $100," look the other way. What do you think he's doing?
Yep. It's going to look the other way. He might
I'm
even
looking the other way.
participate.
I'm looking the other way every time.
Yeah. He might even participate in trafficking or something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, a little more money. Oh, $200 for today, and I just have to go move something. Okay, no problem.
I mean, how many times have you went to a party in Tijuana, Mexico, and a cop stopped you and said it was going to take you to jail unless you paid him money? I mean, it's happened to me. It's happened to my friends.
Rosarito. We did more Rosarito, but yeah, same thing. You missed a stop sign. Oh, it's going to cost you this much money. How much you have? I'm like, yeah, we're taking you to jail. I'm like, really? We got to go to jail? This is what we're going to do? Okay, how much is it going to cost? How much you have?
That's why I stopped going there, to be honest with you. I mean, it was great. I used to go just to, like, if I was going to have a party at my house, I would go to TJ. I would buy hundreds of dollars of liquor because it's so much cheaper, even in gas money driving there and back. It was so much cheaper. And then, just go home and have my party with all that liquor.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I realized it's probably not worth it if I'm going to keep getting hassled.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, it just kind of sucks that it could be so much better and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we still love going to Rosarito. I mean, and friends that had his family had houses down there, and you could rent a hotel down there. You could rent a room or little cabins in these little areas, and have like 6 people staying there. It was like $40. You go down there and hang out on the beach. You go to the clubs. You drink, eat tacos and shit all freaking weekend, and spend $100.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like a night here.
Yeah.
So it was definitely something we would do. Is the whole weekends go down Rosarito. But
the thing that sucked the most is driving through San Diego because it's so beautiful. I always wanted to stop in San Diego at least just for a couple of hours and just hit a bar or something like that. But San Diego is always so damn expensive.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I think it was like $180 a night for that crappy hotel that we stayed in after the fishing trip.
Really?
Or $170. It was like on the water, not even really near anything, down by the marina. Old Motel 6 looking place that was like been repainted
or something.
Yeah, but it was repainted. It had a new name, but it's still, I'm like, how did this Roach Motel turn into $160 a night? Where I think even their the Motel 6 and Hotel Circle is $100 a night, and you don't want to stay there.
No. Well, Motel 6 used to advertise $69 a night. It was on their signs all the time. $69.99.
No, it used to be $29.99, and then
$29.99. You're right.
$29.99. And I believe even from my youngest memory, it was $19.99 or $14.99 in certain areas.
Yeah, we used to have one. Well, you know this
the one by the Denny's.
by the Denny's. So we used to go and rent 2 rooms, adjoining rooms, and just have a
And
party.
have a party, yeah.
Yeah. And there would be an ice machine. We'd have free ice.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have people come over and just we'd party all night. And
Until
because
the cops came.
and because it was and because it was right next to the freeway, there was so much noise from the cars. No one really complained too much, unless the music got really loud or there was a shooting or something, which happened quite a bit. Remember one night this guy got stabbed. No one knew until like we saw blood. Like, whose blood is this? Like, oh, so and so just stabbed so and so. Where's he at? Oh, they took him to the hospital already.
Okay, all right.
So speaking of Pomona, funny story. I was partying in Pomona. On the way back, it was a caravan of us driving back to Whittier, and all of a sudden, the car in front of us just sharply turned off the highway or the freeway and just pulled off to the side, and this chick just got thrown out of the passenger side. We're like, what the fuck happened? So we pull over and she's beat up, she's bloodied and everything. It turns out her and her boyfriend got in a little fight on the way back. He thought she was flirting with someone else, and he got all jealous and everything. And so we pick her up, put her in one of the cars, and we take her to the hospital in Whittier Presbyterian. And we get there, and there's this kid sitting in handcuffs. And we're like, what'd you do? He's like, oh, I talked back to the cops, and they smacked me up, so I'm here to get stitched up. He's like, but I got a warrant, so this is probably the last time. It's probably the last time I'm going to be out here for a while. I'm like, dude, we got some beers in the car. We got some pot in the car. He's like, well, the cop's not going to be back for a minute. I'm like, fine, let's go outside. So we took this. He's in handcuffs, and we took him outside, and we're just pouring beer in his mouth. We knew he was going to go to jail. He knew he was going to go to jail. Like, fuck it. What's going to happen? You're going to go to jail harder?
Yeah. I can only go to jail once. I mean, they might make me stay an extra month, but whatever. You're going to jail anyway.
Yeah, but he had a good time.
Yeah. So yeah.
I feel bad for people sometimes. You do the charitable thing.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you something. And my friend Wes Myers, hi Wes, he's the one that kind of wanted me to have this conversation with you. The topic is cornhole, the game. What's your stance on it?
What do you mean stance?
Do you think it's a fun game? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's just a no talent game? It's a drinking game.
It's a drinking game. I mean, I've seen it on ESPN.
Yeah, and I thought it was ridiculous.
But the guys playing it are in t-shirts, cargo shorts, and Crocs. So they're not really athletes. So it's not really a sport. It's
definitely not a sport.
I mean, at least bowling, you have to wear a shoe. You have to wear shoes.
Certain type of shoes.
Yeah, you have to wear a certain type of shoes. But
you have to have a little bit of athletic ability to bowl. A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 12-pound ball at the minimum, so you have to have some strength. And these guys are just tossing a little beanbag into a hole.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's I enjoy cornhole, but it's a drinking game.
Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I stopped drinking.
Yeah, or it's a ball watching game if you're playing with JC.
Why does this beanbag smell like a beanbag? I mean, to each their own, obviously. Wes, I love you to death, but it's a fucking boring game, man.
I would say it's a boring. I wouldn't watch it on TV. I mean, there was comedy value when I saw it on ESPN, and I was like, "What the?" I had to take a picture of it, of course, because that's just who I am. And then I watched it, going, "Holy hell! This is like we're reaching now. We're just reaching."
The other one I thought that was ridiculous was there's not professional tag.
That one was just on TV the other day too.
It blew my mind.
But that one is actually pretty cool though. If you watch that and that course that they're in and they're jumping around things and going over things, I'm like, okay, that's It's pretty
That's
legit.
athletic ability.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. It's a
endurance.
sport. It's a sport. Yeah, you're not in the street hiding behind cars, running around cars and shit. You're like, there's platforms and things you can swing off, and what did Kim was like flipping the channel, and she's like professional tag, and she started watching it. She's like, this is like parkour. Like all these guys are like parkour off of walls and like jumping and all this cool stuff. I'm like, I mean, physical ability, yes. I mean, is it a real sport? I don't know. But again, I don't think soccer's a real sport either.
Soccer is tough, man. I mean, as much as I don't watch it and don't like it that much, I can appreciate the abilities it takes to play the game. The endurance. You're running crazy 90 minutes, and
I used to play soccer, but it was it was a game.
But as a kid, you've got more energy than anyone.
No, I did it when I was older too. Like
oh shit.
So there's a whole story. But so my kids are playing soccer, and one of the team moms was like, "Oh, we're gonna get a soccer team together. We're gonna play against parents from this other league." So we would practice like once or twice a week, and we go out there for like 2 hours and just run up and down. It was probably the best shape I'd been in my life in a long time, playing down there. But I mean, it was fun. It was comical, but it was a game. It wasn't really a sport.
I played organized soccer for 1 year, and I sucked. I was just bad at it. They put me as a defender, and all I was able to do is when the ball came to me, just kick it as far as I can the other way.
Yeah, that's all the defender does back in those days.
And I was like, this sucks. I'm gonna go back to Little League.
just kick it away from the goalie. So when I was a kid, I did two sports. I did baseball and soccer. So when baseball season was over, I did soccer season. And I did it for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years. Played soccer, but I was never like, it wasn't like a goal that I want to go to high school and play soccer. I wanted to go to high school and play football. And I played just in high school. It was like one of the games we'd always play was soccer. So I'd go out and play, but it's a game. It's not really a sport.
Yeah. Speaking of football, what a tough fucking weekend for Colorado sports. First on Saturday, their much hyped up new coach at CU, Deion Sanders, gets mollywopped by Oregon after talking so much shit, taking everything personal. By the way, if you're taking everything personal, you need to have some thicker fucking skin, guy. I mean, you can't take every goddamn game personal. And if you do, grow the fuck up, okay? And then on Sunday, the Broncos just got annihilated by the Dolphins. Almost a record-breaking point set by the Dolphins, 70 points. The record is 72. They could have put up 73, but they had mercy. And lucky for that coach, they didn't kick the field goal when they could have. So, yeah, tough weekend for Colorado sports. I'm actually kind of happy the Broncos took that ass beating because obviously I'm not a Bronco fan at all. And living in that state for almost 20 years, I can tell you for a fact that the Bronco fans are probably the most homerish fans that I've ever met in my entire life. I remember when Mark Sanchez was signed by the Broncos and everyone thought he was the savior. I think he lasted a week. And then who was after that? They had a rookie Paxton or something like that thought he was going to be the next, savior Elway, and that
he's the next John Elway. He's going to be the next John Elway.
Yeah,
that's this thing. They're always looking for the next John Elway.
Well, that's why they had to sign Peyton Manning, is because they couldn't draft him.
You had one John Elway. That's all you're going to get.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a problem for a lot of teams, is having that mindset. Like, we got to have this next big quarterback name and this and that, but they don't fill in the pieces that they need around to make that team better. All they do is like they did this year. Or last year they signed Russell Wilson, thinking he was going to be the savior, and he sucked. And again, this year they're thinking we just need a new coach. We're one coach away from the Super Bowl, so they signed a Super Bowl winning coach, Sean Payton, and they're now over, and they got mollywopped by the Dolphins. So you need to have a balance. You can't have just a superstar and then guys.
Yeah, it's a team sport. There's 100% a team sport. There's not one guy that can. There's a guy that can help make a difference, but everyone has to have some part in it.
Yeah,
it's not just one guy.
Yeah, when Peyton Manning was there, he actually, I don't believe he took the maximum contract that he could have had, and that was on purpose, so that way they can build around him. Mm-hmm. And if you look at all the years that Tom Brady was winning Super Bowls, he didn't have the biggest contracts, and he always restructured his contracts to find other pieces or to fill in other pieces around him that they needed.
Yeah, know how to make yourself better.
Right.
That's the key. I wouldn't just like, I want to make as much as I can. I'm the key component. I win.
Yeah. Hey, Broncos country, what's going on? Are you still riding? You bunch of bitches.
See,
fucking homers.
I pay zero attention to professional football. You're
better off.
I have been kind of watching the Deion saga come through, and I feel there's a lot of hate because he talks a shit ton of shit because he's freaking primetime. That's what he does. Yeah. That's what he's always done. So but it's his first year, and he's doing things that not very many first year coaches have ever done. So I'm gonna sit behind and watch this and see this show develop and become like. It'd be really cool to see like in 2-3 years this become the premier team in the country and make everyone else just jealous.
I wouldn't care so much if the media didn't hype him up or the team up. They did the same thing to the Broncos. They considered the Broncos as one of the favorites this year because they got Sean Payton. They considered CU to be one of the favorites because they got Deion Sanders and he was going to turn things around. The hype was bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, but they weren't ranked until they actually beat a ranked team. So it wasn't like they came in and like they said, "Oh, they're a number 5 team or a top 10 team." They weren't even ranked at all to start in the year. They beat a ranked team and got the ranking. So,
but that's part of the hype. They gave them that ranking based on the hype because if you look at the defensive points allowed, I think the first game they allowed 42 points or 43 points.
Yeah, that's 42, 45 was that first game.
And then the second game was another 30-something. And then this last game?
38. It was a 38-35, the second game.
Yeah, so, I mean, the defense is shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Like I said, I'm not a Deion hater. I loved him playing football. I thought he was a superb two-sport athlete. One of just a small handful during that time. He was a great football player. I mean, I try to do his little dance into the end zone too, playing street ball. But I mean, there comes a point where you have to say, yes, there's a lot of hype. And right now, a lot of people are just calling it haterade or whatever they want to call it, not seeing the bigger picture that it was based on hype.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. But I also see the work and the drive that's going in that school and those players and for me it's more of what he's teaching them on the backside. So like even was it last week that late hit and kid got taken out of the game, whatever, and they were like asking about the hit. And he's like he's already forgotten him for the hit. It's like, we're gone, we're good. He made a mistake. We know it's a mistake. We're teaching him how to be gentleman. We're teaching him how to be proper um, uh, tenets of the game and learn how to become good sportsmen people. Yeah, you can talk your shit, but at the end of the day, you have to learn to grow and you have to learn to teach. And yeah, I feel he does that, and that's what I'm excited about. And there's not enough of that going around where you see someone trying to teach something more than just football. And,
Absolutely.
And I'll always be on Deion's side for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just started watching Ted Lasso.
Oh, love Ted Lasso.
So yeah, I totally see where the whole, tutoring life instead of mostly the sport comes into play for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that show is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just got Apple TV Plus, so
okay. Yeah, I was like, it's soccer. And then it wasn't really about soccer. The soccer was just the backdrop. It wasn't even about soccer.
Yeah, the comedic timing between Ted Lasso and Coach Beard it's incredible. Yeah. They play off each other so well.
It's good. It's like I went through it all. I'm like, shit, I gotta watch it again. And I can do that, so I'll forget most of it so I can watch it again and be good.
I'm on season 3 right now. I think I'm on episode 11, so I think I'm almost done with season 3.
Okay. See, now I don't even know where the story is at that part. I have no relationship to where's that.
They just beat Manchester City.
And is Nate the coach? Season 3?
Not yet. Not yet. They were talking about bringing him back, and Beard went to his apartment and forgave him.
No, but he was a coach. He's already been at the other side. He's already left. He's already left, and at the end of the other coaching thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I have no idea. I can tell you the story, but I couldn't tell you where season 1 ends, or where season 2 ends, where season 3 ends.
I didn't know. I didn't know I was going into season 2 until I was like, oh, it's season 2 already. Like, it was just, I just kept going and kept going and kept going.
Yeah. I think I went through the first 3 seasons and then I had to wait for the 4th season.
Oh, there was 4 seasons?
I haven't even looked. No, or whatever. I don't know. Or I went through the first 2 seasons and I had to wait for the 3rd season. Whatever the final season is. I binged through it quickly, and then the last season I had to wait like weekly. I'm like, this sucks.
Oh, it's one of those that comes out every week. It
was in every week, but it's already all out. You've already seen it. You already have access to all of it. Like I was waiting for it to come out as it was coming out. It's done. They did the finale already.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like to binge watch the shit because I hate waiting. Like, there's a show that I watch right now called Reservation Dogs. I don't know if you've seen it.
I think I've seen it.
It's on FX. It's pretty damn good. It's about a bunch of kids on an Indian reservation in Oklahoma. So they're always drinking Sonic slushes or something like that. They always got a Sonic cup in their hand or something. But it's pretty fucking witty. The writing is really damn good.
I'll have to try to find that one.
It's worth it.
Yeah. What did I just start watching? Jury Duty.
Is that good?
It's on Freevee.
Is that the one where there's one juror that's not in on the whole joke?
There's one guy that's on it. It's pretty cool. It's funny. Like the way that they have him pushing and the way that they're improving things to get things happen. And they put them into the setup, and then things just start going all over the place, and you just see like the improv just come in and just start kicking it back into getting to where we needed to go. So it's funny as hell.
That's on Hulu,
and it's on Freevee on Amazon.
Okay.
So if you go on Amazon, it's on the Fire TV Fire Stick. It's on Freevee.
I'll have to check that out then.
But that was funny. What else did I watch that was funny? forget.
So right now, as everyone knows, there's that Writers Guild strike. And they're talking about, we may never come back if we don't get what we want. And in my head, I'm thinking, hey, that's cool. I'm a big fan of MASH. I'll go watch Three's Company again. There's tons of fucking shows stuff. I'll rewatch.
Those old stuff. I'll watch old stuff. Yeah. I'll pull the DVDs out and watch the Chappelle Show. I got a DVD player still.
Beet Juice.
Yeah. Rick James, bitch.
Oh God, that was such a great skit. In fact, I saw there was someone posted a picture, and I wish I knew who did it. And major shout out to whoever it was, but they found a picture of Prince playing basketball in these little ass shorts, knee-high socks. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. Where did they find this picture? But yeah, big shout out to whoever that was. You know who you are. I'm sorry if I don't remember your name, but classic picture.
So yeah, I don't care. These writers, I want to have like more money and whatever. I'm like, you guys just copy shit anyway.
Yeah,
it's all regurgitated. There's nothing really fresh and new. Like you got some idea of something you saw and you change the setting.
Well, the last writer strike prompted a lot of talent shows. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember the last writer strike, but right when they went on strike, there was a big gap in TV. So they started producing talent shows and more reality TV shows that didn't require quite as much writing.
You're writing. You just have a setting. Here's your setting.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if we're going to go back to that again. And by the way, I hate these fucking talent shows. America's Got Talent. I mean, how many fucking bad acts do we have to sit through? How many people has it actually produced to say, yes, this person is a superstar? I mean, there's been Kelly Clarkson and I don't know who else. But I think it's
more
just
shit I don't
garbage.
Watch.
Yeah.
More shit I don't watch or refuse to watch.
Fucking reality. You know who should be a reality TV show right now is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift dating. Don't make that face.
Fucking.
I honestly think he
freaking single ply toilet paper.
I honestly think he downgraded. If you saw his last girlfriend was gorgeous. I mean, she's got booty, she's got nice chesticles, she's got a pretty face, she's has her own business.
No, we've already gone over the Taylor Swift thing. She's not attractive at all.
And you compare that one to Taylor Swift, and you're like, oh my God, her back looks like her front. Like there's no shape to her. There's nothing about her that screams, I'm dropping this hot chick for this teenage boy.
Bank account. I don't know. Are you getting paid for this? I don't know.
It's so bizarre. I almost wonder if it's an attention grab by him.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you're going from body to that, then it's all just for whatever you're trying to get to the next level on attention.
Yeah. But he's from all accounts, he's one of those thirsty athletes. So it could just be
the flavor.
It could be, again, the attention grab, but he's a Super Bowl winning athlete. I don't know why he would need that attention. Maybe he needs attention from a different source. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's gross.
Why do these superstars blow off their heads? I don't know.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain lied when he said he didn't have a gun.
He has good aim, though.
He's great aim. I wonder if it was buckshot or birdshot. I wonder what he used.
$1.10. Best $1.10 I've spent.
Nirvana was good.
No, they weren't.
Good. You didn't like Nirvana?
They weren't. No.
Was it just the sound?
Talk about overhyped.
I thought Pearl Jam was overhyped.
Pearl Jam was, but Pearl Jam was good.
What about Green Day?
Touch and Go.
Time of Your Life was a good song. That's going to be the song at my funeral. I hope you had the time of your life. It's going to be at my funeral. People are going to start crying when they hear it. Oh my God, he was such a good guy. No, he wasn't. I just have to say that because he's dead now. My funeral is going to be such a fucking mess. There's going to be one person there, just my wife, maybe the dog. I already told you, just fucking cremate me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just burn me up, spread my ashes where, some places I like, and that's it. Simple.
To take my ashes, put them in an urn with 5 pounds of tannerite.
Like Hunter S. Thompson.
And just hit it and spread all over the world.
You heard about that with Hunter S. Thompson, right?
Yeah.
So when he died, his wish was to have his ashes spread over the valley that he owned in Colorado. The local government, I think it was in Aspen's city council, rejected his wish to do that. And I think it was Johnny Depp who was friends with him. Johnny Depp was the one that orchestrated a cannon shooting his ashes out and then exploding over this valley. So he actually did finish. He did get his death wish. His ashes are spread across this valley, but it took an effort from Johnny Depp to get it facilitated.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Oh my God. Okay. Hunter S. Thompson was the writer. He was a freelance writer for Rolling Stone magazine, and I want to say the New Yorker. He was very much conservative. Or was he? I can't remember now. But he also wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and the movie is about him. And there's another movie called Where the Buffalo Roam. They're both about him. Where the Buffalo Roam, fantastic movie. He's played by Bill Murray. In Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he's played by Johnny Depp. If you haven't seen either of those movies, you've got to see them. Where the Buffalo Roam, watch that one first because that's the first one that was made. And that one was made in the 70s, late 70s. Bill Murray, of course, didn't play it as well as Johnny Depp, but his mannerisms were just as on point. He was a very eccentric person. He drank a lot. I guess there was a famous person that had once said, I think it was Willie Nelson, that said that he had drank 3 bottles of whiskey in the morning, accompanied with 4 melons. That was his breakfast: 4 melons and 3 bottles of whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why the melons?
I don't know. No idea. But it's also in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He's got a lot of whiskey. Eats a lot of melons. So there's got to be some truth to that. But yeah, put those 2 movies on your watch list for sure.
All right.
So one more thing I think we should probably talk about, just because you're a marketing guy. Last week, just before we recorded our podcast, I made a post about influencers.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it.
Yeah.
I'm sure people that are listening saw it. Basically, I'm asking the question, if you're an influencer and if your friends are influencers and their friends are influencers and your followers are influencers, it's just one big fucking circle jerk. At that point, you're not making content that's original. You're just mirroring everyone else's content. So my question to you is, as a marketing guy, where and how much value is there in the influencer?
At that level, 0. So I struggle with that term, influencer. I always have. And there was very few people that I would actually bring on that were complete quote unquote influencers full time, or that was their big thing, was the influencer. Because I didn't see a lot of value between one versus the other. Where I see difference between two people that had different styles, and that would make it interesting to me. But as it changed, and so I have friends. I don't do TikTok. I don't sit and watch reels, or I don't watch stories at all. I don't pay attention to any of that. But I have friends that like will send me something, or if I follow someone's page and they have a funny video, I'll reshare it. So, but I've had people reshare something, and I'm like, it's the exact same content said by another voice. What the fuck is the difference here?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you just made the same joke that this person just said, and you both are trying to like push for some sort of following based on this. I'm like, this is dumb. So I don't know. The content from an influencer, if I talk about on the off-road side, is they're going to locations, they're going to take content, they're going to be showing the products that they're trying to get me to send them, or that I've sent them in a predicament or in a situation where most people don't really see or want to see, and that creates the need for that content to become and grow to where it needs to be, and for it to create the ROI for the business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the day. It's the ROI. It's I'm gonna send you parts, $1,000, $2,000 in parts. What am I getting out of this? How am I making that back? Are you going to be selling parts for me, or are you just going to be putting them on and doing a video and then we never see it again? There's always guys that do like, I'm going to do an install video. I'm like, okay, the install video is all freaking fine and good. We have install instructions, but what are you doing with it after? Are you taking it to go camp somewhere? Are you going to go wheel it for a week? Are you going to go lay it on its side and have good video that people are going to be intrigued in and watching? Just you driving down the street. Hey, I got all my parts on. Looks good. And your GoPro's hanging off the side, and you see a tire down dots in the road. That's not doing anything for me. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. The term influencer has changed, and
it looks like it's been devalued.
I look at it differently. I look at it. I it's always kind of been. It's always had the high value, low value. There's never anyone in the middle. It's high value, low value when it comes to influencers. There's never a middle. You're either people that are going to do what they need to do and they have the following, or people that are just making content here and there, and occasionally they get a little blip, and that's it. That's complete low value. And you have the higher value ones that they come in and continually bring good content, have the engagement, have everything that are bringing the ROI. But it seems lately it's all the same. It's everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's building the same thing. There's so much more to the influencer side that just pisses me off. But
Jeremy Clinton had a reply on my post and made a quite excellent point that he's looking for relationships. He's not looking to sponsor people. He's not looking for influencers. He's looking for relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And he values that far more than anything else.
Yeah. And that was a big reason why I never really went after or wanted to. I had everyone in the back, oh, we should work with this person. I'm like, I don't want to. I work with a couple companies that are more. I work with I know that there's a stigma and everyone's like, oh, I fucking hate Nick, but Nick's always did good for what I've been doing, and Nick's been a friend of mine for a long time, even when I was at ADD.
Nick who?
Nick Ashby, Rockstar
Okay.
Garage.
Yep.
So Nick and I have been friends for a long time, and I know that he's going to bring all the hate, but Nick and I have been good friends for a long time, and Nick has always done great things, and he's even gone above and beyond for the fact that I had no budget to even give. So we would always just bounce ideas off things and make things work, and always make it work. So he always did well for me. So I always had a relationship. It was a yearly thing that we did, and that built to be a relationship over the long term. And now I'm gone. He's moved on. so, so now that opened up. That relationship ended, and he's now works with a company with an M in their title, and that's fine. I he needs to do what's best for what he's doing. But I always wanted to do other companies. Hey, let's go work with the rock crawler guys. Let's make sure all their vehicles are done up with all our products. This is the coordinating package. We put our rock crawler stuff on ours. We get rigid stuff on ours. Rigid guys need something, you send stuff for rigid guys. You send over to here. These guys get it, and it works out that way. So we're all going around, and we all have our stuff on each other's vehicles, and you create it, and it's not anything new. It's kind of the business model that Larry and JP at Rockcrawler, the rigid guys, did way back in the days, S-Pod. So you had that core group back then. Bartak was out there in that group. The Magnafloat guys were out there. And Spiderweb Shades, and the CMM guys came in. So you had this old school group that people like went through, and then we created relationships with these companies, and then you end up hanging out, and that's who your core is, and that's how I grew. That side of Artec was building the relationships with these other companies and people in these businesses, and continuing to work that. So we all fed off of each other, and we did what we needed to do.
I learned the hard way when I first started Crawl 5280. I purposely didn't really want to be an influencer. I mean, at the time, that really wasn't the name for anything. Everyone was just looking for a sponsorship or this or that sort of thing. What I really was looking for was, yeah, okay, I'll take some parts here and there because I definitely need to outfit my rig. But I'm looking for some financial help also because I want to travel to these places and get this content. Eventually, I learned the hard way that it's not just about, like you said, it's not just about going out and getting this and this and that and then giving the ROI back. It's about that relationship. And that's how you and I developed a relationship. We filmed stuff for Artec quite a few times. We did stuff for Rockcrawler quite a few times. And there was a lot of times where there was no exchange. So there I think there's more value, like you and Clanton have said, there is more value in a partnership than just a sponsorship or just I don't know what you would call it with an influencer, but the value is there if you know what you're doing, if you give that back to the company that you're working with.
And there's that relationship. I mean, I'm gone. I don't necessarily have a job with someone in the industry. I work for a number of companies. JP is one of my clients, is also a friend of mine that I've had for a long time. And I do a lot with him with the RAM. I'm on the RAM forums constantly with posting about the lift, and I just got the new shocks to test out the new shocks for the RAM. The truck's going to be in the RK booth at Expo this weekend. But I have a few that others that I have a close relationship with. Jonathan Bogman from BFG. I'm running the new HD terrain tires on the truck. I had Cam3s on it before. Those weren't really the right tire for that size truck and what I do with it. So these tires are much better. So I have all these little things that are coming through, and I'm supposed to have rigid lights, but we're running out of time.
You leave tomorrow, right?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Yeah, yeah. I leave tomorrow morning, and we're supposed to get wrap stuff done today. Wrap wasn't done. So now I'm like, shit. So I have some shitty RK stickers on it, but it'll get done when I get back. But there's more stuff that has to go on to it that will continue to get tested, and I'll continue to do that. But I mean, I'm not an influencer. I work with my partners, and I hope that I'm bringing value to the brands that I'm partnering with, and doing some of the stuff with Elevated. The Elevated Experience. The truck's gone 2 years with the Elevated Experience, so we've shown.
Yep, and the teaser's out now.
The teaser just out last week, so we'll have the full video coming out by the end of October, is what I was promised. So nice. We have that coming out, and we'll do more of that. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing, trying to keep my foot and be in the pulse, and be a good brand partner with some of my friends and other businesses that are out there.
I had a hard time being called a YouTuber. I didn't like. No, I'm dead serious. I didn't like being called a YouTuber, especially because I wasn't out there filming myself, selfies and that sort of thing.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah, that was not me. I mean, I narrated a lot of stuff because people said they liked my voice, and they said I should probably do that more. So I factored that opinion in and figured out a way to create content where I'm not face forward, but I'm kind of there, but I'm not there. All they hear is my voice. They don't know what I look like for the most part.
Yeah.
What I really concentrated on was making sure that the sponsors that we had got some visibility by what we're doing, what we were filming. Tons of shots of tires, tons of shots of components, tons of shots of bumpers and accessories and whatever sponsors that we
belly
had.
Belly pans, and
exactly.
And
I always try to
and yep. All that was all taking lighting, night shots with lighting, like everything. And you guys always did a good job of capturing all of that, and that was the reason that we continued to work together for so long.
Yep. And I want to get back to it. It's just, like I said, the plans I have cost a lot of money, and I don't have that kind of money right now. So I need to figure something out. Even if I work with another production crew, I don't mind. I kind of want to get back into filming stuff really soon. So, Jose, if you're listening and you need help with anything, you know how to reach me, man.
I've already put in the bug in his ear for Alaska. So we'll see what Alaska brings for us next year. I get do some changes to the truck, and then I got to figure out how that's all going to work. Being gone for like 2 weeks to go to Alaska, I might have to just ship the truck up there and ship it back from Washington, from Seattle, and then you take it from the ferry. Goes from Seattle to
tell me about that. It kind of swings around. Yeah,
it kind of brings you around and takes it into Anchorage, and it's not terrible. But then the cool thing is you can get a room on the ferry and go with it. So you just fly into Seattle, load up, go get in a room, and just kind of chill on the ferry as you go up there. I think it's like a 8-10 hour trip.
That's not bad.
No,
and it's not like they're turbulent waters either.
No, it's all gonna be pretty easy. I don't really care. I'm gonna ask if I can take a fishing pole and fish off the side.
Hey, where's my tuna?
Gotta figure that one out.
Yeah, the shipping is killer.
Shipping's killer. I might have an option, and I'm trying to figure that out. I was trying to work that out, but I might be going to Chattanooga in a few weeks.
I'd
have to fly. No, I just got to go down to for a client.
Okay.
To go meet with the client. So I'll fly in. I'll fly to Nashville and drive down. So
Is it a company that starts with T?
No.
Okay.
T?
Yeah. There's a shop down there that starts with the T.
A shop that starts with a T?
I don't know if I should say it.
You can say it.
Tom's 4x4?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Under new ownership right now, by the way.
What?
Yeah. Oh God, who I forget his name.
Tyler?
Yes.
Tyler sold?
Maybe it wasn't. I think his name's Garrett. No.
Tyler Garrett is the owner.
Tyler Garrett. Yeah.
Yeah, he bought it a few years ago. He's owned Tom's for
That's what I'm thinking of.
4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Tyler's been the owner. Yeah. So Tyler and his wife, I met them 7 years ago in Moab. And they're like, yeah, we're looking at buying Tom's 4x5 on this small manufacturing company. We just do small parts out in Chattanooga. And we talked, and I was a cool dude. And I was like, yeah, the guy's full of shit, whatever. And then like next year, you're like, hey, dude, I bought the shop. We're doing this. I'm like, fucking yeah, it's good to see. I mean, it's one of those things. Like you just like hear like someone. You hear all these stories all the time. Oh yeah, I'm doing all this, and you're just like half the time you just gotta go, okay, whatever. When it happens, it happens. Okay, come see me. And he called me like, I got it. And him and I have kind of been pretty good friends. I think it was probably about 3 months after he bought the shop. They were like really behind, and they were working on a Saturday, and he had one of his techs call me on a Saturday morning. And he's like, it's Saturday. He's like, well, just give him a call to see if he answers. And I answered, and we walked through it. And I think that changed our relationship forever. He's like, dude, I've never had someone just like answer and get me through this on a Saturday, like, and just pick up and just be happy about it. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be here. I gave you my number for a reason. So yeah. So no, Tyler's done a good job with bringing Tom's back. Tom's was kind of falling off the radar a little bit way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyler's came back and brought some new life into it. And it's been going pretty good.
I've met him once, and we're Facebook friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for forgetting his name now we're talking about him. Sorry, didn't mean it. I have a short memory that's just horrible. I'm old. I used to do a lot of drugs.
I got all the excuses, but no, I'm going down to meet with a client. So that's all I can say.
Well, I'm not too far from Chattanooga, so
no, I know you're gonna be on the route down there or the route up, because then I'm at to stop and get bottles of whiskey from the distilleries on the way back up. So I'm at to go through Lynchburg, Tullahoma, back up to the.
Well, if you need a place to crash, let me know. I got an extra bedroom.
Okay, cool.
King size bed and everything.
Sweet.
You'll have your own bathroom.
All right.
You can funk it up however you want.
I'm pretty clean.
My wife will go crazy with 2 Mexicans under one roof. One's bad enough, not 2.
Not 2. Oh no. We're just having tacos, Jan.
Yeah, I'll have to take it to my taco place.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll be in talks when I get that nailed down. But I should be second, third week in October. I should be heading out. Okay. That's why I was like going to wait. I'm like, it cost me like forever, thousands of dollars to get out there, or I can just wait until October and bring you a bunch of it in a styrofoam box.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Just check it. So we'll get it out there.
So we might or might not have a podcast next week because of Off-Road Expo, but
Off-Road Expo is this weekend.
Oh,
so we're taking care of this weekend, or this week's adventure. Next year, Jesus Christ. I can't talk. I can't think. I can't do anything. This week we'll get the podcast taken care of. And then next week, Off-Road Expo will be over. Actually, Trail Hero will be on next week, but I won't be at Trail Hero. Right. I'll be on the beach in Puerto Penasco, Mexico. So I will take the microphone. I'll take the headphones. And I'll take the laptop, and we can do it from the balcony or by the bar at the resort. So we'll do it next week.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of margaritas.
I might be drunk as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Already, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. If we do it on Tuesday, I might be better off Tuesday. I think Tuesday is the day I can't be really drunk because I need to drive into town, so I gotta stay sober Tuesday.
We'll see what happens. I'd rather get you drunk though.
Then we'll do it Wednesday.
All right, folks, that's it for us for today. I'll catch you next time, hopefully with the drunk Armando on the beach.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.